Welcome to the podcast. We have South Adam joined here by Alex in the blue hoodie, Mitch in the jersey, and Goose in the quarters once again. Welcome back. So we're going to jump right into this thing and talk about Monday night, Jets versus Bills. Bills pull out a 23-20 win in a game that maybe should not have been as close as it ended up being. But I guess that goes on both sides. You don't expect the Jets to miss 2 field goals. Well, you kind of expect Bass to miss a field goal and an extra point nowadays. But let's kick right into that. Big game by Ray Davis. Huge game by Ray Davis. The rookie really showed up.
Yeah, that pass that he had that he caught from Allen. I mean, he was just throwing his arms up wide open. That was wild.
He made it look difficult to catch.
Obviously didn't need to jump there, but bobbled the ground up the ball all the way to the ground, made the catch. Hell of a throw by Josh though on the run again, out of the pocket to his right. Rex Ryan called it. I think 5-10 seconds before the play happened.
Yeah, it's amazing what he can do. His arm strength and his mobility. I mean, he stiff arms a D tackle in the end zone to get away. And then they said he was running I think it said 16.1 miles per hour when he threw the ball. That he's just the fastest throw on the run in 3 years in the NFL. The guy's a freak of nature.
Well, that one play where Knox got a touchdown, I thought he got sacked on that. It looked like he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Godini.
Yeah. I literally texted him. I was like, I don't know how the hell he got out of that. What?
He went right between Dawkins and the defensive end. They
Why
were
is that
engaged
not being talked about more?
Scooped right. I don't know. We scooted right between them. It was legitimately crazy. I'll be honest with all of you. I am so sick of. Number one, I'm not sick of primetime games, but I'm sick of staying up until 12:30, and it being a close game, in a game that they've done things that should put them ahead, But to only score, the Jets have a good defense and they've always played Allen tough, but to only win that game by 3 after the miscues on both sides,
right.
It's frustrating.
Between the Hail Mary.
Oh, that was stupid.
Why is their hands team not out there? I mean, not one receiver on the field. Nobody in front of the receivers. It made zero sense.
Even Rodgers at his press conference called the Bills out on that and said, you only rushed 2. He gave you all the time in the world to be able to throw it.
Yeah.
So,
and
then
they let his guys in the middle of the field to do nothing. Taron Johnson, or not Taron, Bernard, Groot, and someone else were in the center, were the center of the field, 25 yards away, and then didn't rush until after 5-6 seconds. Why not just do a 4-man rush? At that point, you'd have some guys coming to tackle, if they dumped it off short, but they didn't leave anybody in the backfield. They didn't leave anybody running the 15-yard route. They sent all 5 receivers deep.
When Taron Johnson's trying to box out Lazard there. I did like how Rodgers at the
rough in the passer.
He was talking after the game about Epenesa's sack. Goes, that's not roughing the passer. That was a really weak call. Couldn't believe that. That could have been a pretty game changing play to some extent.
You guys
what 15? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, what do you think about that being a reviewable thing? Roughing the passer, because they get it wrong so often. Should that be something that you can review? What do you think?
I would think they made defensive pass interference reviewable for a while, right?
Yeah, and then
they went 2 seasons and they took it away.
Yeah, I was wondering. They started getting rid of that because they weren't overturning anything for the most part.
Yeah, well, I feel like, to Alex's at least question, you can see on the Epinesa sack. I thought the first one he was going to get called for roughing because he did bury him, right? His shoulders were stacked and he drove him down. Now, granted, he'd come up high to try to make sure he couldn't throw the ball, whatever. That was the one of the two that I thought had a chance. The second one, you can clearly see his right arm try to stop his momentum when he was hitting the ground, and the left arm's trying to rip the ball. So of the two, granted, of course, though, it was on a 3rd and 15. And then you get a fresh set of downs, which turns into Breece Hall making a big run. And that was the one that was at the series that Wilson caught the ball in the back of the end zone. I think 11 points.
No, it was a field goal. It ended up after that.
Okay.
The roughing the passer is becoming a real problem. A lot of calls are, and Mike Greenberg talks about it all the time. I don't understand. They have the video replay available. Why can someone in New York not just call it to the official and just say, hey, that wasn't a penalty? How hard is that?
Well, they do it all the time.
Yeah. Or, we need to review this, or no, it was wrong. Like, it just seems so simple to do with so many of these calls that they can just go to New York, and New York can just kind of tell them, yeah, it's not a penalty.
Yeah, they use the Sky Judge all the time for that stuff.
Yeah.
So why not just do it for most penalties? I don't understand.
And the fact that on Thursday Night Football, there was a play that was muff. It was a muff punt, I think, or a fumble. I think it was muff punt. And I remember reading something to the effect of they didn't have the officials didn't have the same camera angles as Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever it broadcast on, have. So you couldn't see it on any of their camera angles, but the Amazon camera angles had it in 2 different areas that you could see the ball with.
Yeah, I saw that article. Yeah. How do you not have access to that? Like, are you kidding me?
You have access to all, right? What's the point?
That's nuts.
So, Bills are 4-2, lead the division. Jets are now 2-4. Miami's 2-3, coming off a bye week. Patriots are 1-5. They suck. But Drake May actually looked pretty good.
He looks good.
He did look pretty good. I picked him up in fantasy.
You see all those videos on TikTok.
Yeah. So
Drake May looks good.
So we got that. And then we got, let's see, coming off this game, Von Miller has another 2 more games of suspension. We have Shakir was back, but he seemed like he was on a pitch count. He did. I think he was only in 8% or 9% of the snaps when they did the snap count thing on Twitter.
I think this Tennessee game's going to be a little bit tougher because of that. I think he's still going to be on a limited count going into Tennessee, and you got Cooper, who I'm sure we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yeah,
also going to be, I'm sure, if he plays, on a limited count as well.
I heard Brandon being on
McAfee
today. Sorry, Goose, go ahead.
No, good.
I heard Bean on McAfee today say that they were working a package in that that Cooper would be able to
complement the offense
right away.
Complement.
I mean, the good thing is he can run every fucking round. He's not just a deep guy or whatever.
It's just a verbiage. It's a verbiage kind of thing. But
they almost have to just kind of do. I think it was happened with Baker Mayfield a couple years ago when he went to LA. He got there Wednesday or Thursday, and they were playing Thursday night or something, some crazy Sunday night.
Yeah, 2-day turnaround or something.
Called the play in, and then McVay was telling him, "All right, there's going to be this route type of thing." Like, tell him. So I wonder if that's what they're going to do with Cooper if he even plays this week. They call the play in. Hey, you have a choice route. You can either do this or this. Just read it.
I think that's exactly it. And they can put him in all the snaps that MVS and previously if they want. But the good news is, if he's out there, regardless of what route
he's going to get number 1 corner drawn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least the number. Yeah, I guess at least everything.
Be nice if Cook plays this weekend. I mean, I know Ray Davis did a good job. I was kind of hoping Johnson was going to do a little bit better. But anyway.
Johnson got the start. He only got like 2 touches after that.
He got 1 carry, and then they put Ray Davis in, and they didn't put him back in until mid second quarter, I think. Yeah. And he got like 2 or 3 more touches, and he did well. and then they just put Ray Davis back in. So okay.
I thought I heard that McDermott said Hook looks like he might be able to start.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He went from he's still questionable listed in our fantasy leagues here, but went from like a 2-point thing to a 15 or 14-point thing. So I think there's a good chance he's going to play.
He was saying he was going to play Sunday or Monday night, and then 2-3 hours before the game, announced that he's not playing or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he was a game time or game day decision. But to be honest with you, I'm glad he didn't. If he's not 100%, so much of his game relies on shuffling and cutting back and forth and making the quick hard cut and up. And the way that, I mean, granted, the offensive line was opening huge holes, but the way they ran downhill, he was punishing the linebackers in the secondary whenever he got 3-4 yards up the field, making them, and he said it in his post-game conference, he's making those guys not want to tackle him.
There's a lot of hard first contact.
That's what the Bills have been looking for. Like that, when we got Zach Moss, that's kind of what we were expecting to happen, right? And just didn't work out. But they haven't had somebody that runs like that.
Well, they had Murray last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a goal.
The goal line guy.
Goal line and the tush push. Those were his two things last year. And then dropping the ball after Allen threw that one against Kansas City when he dropped it along the left sideline for that fumble that Gabe was able to knock out of bounds. Fortunate.
I actually played high school basketball against Latavius Murray.
Oh, really?
You're really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was a freshman. I was
He's a Syracuse
junior. Yeah. Yeah, he went to Onondaga.
Yeah. He's like 33, 32, I think. Something like that.
So. I know you went to school with Starks and played football with Starks, and
I was gonna actually wear his jersey tonight on this podcast.
Yeah.
I can't remember the Syracuse guy.
I played with Buck, with James Starks, all
Paul
through
Harris.
League and that. Yeah, and played. Well, I went to school. Mitchell went to, even though
I
Paul
played baseball and went to school with Johnny Flynn.
Yeah,
who made it to the NBA actually.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, I played against two of the Gronkowskis when they were at Will North, but I was a junior, and then one was a senior, and when I was a senior, one was a freshman.
I played against them when I was Little Loop.
Yeah. So, but whatever.
Yeah.
So we have big trades, right? Devontae Adams goes to the Jets pretty much immediately after the Monday night game. And from what Aaron Rodgers said today, it was something that they have been working on for a few days. And it sounds like it was actually already said and done before the game, but they didn't announce it until afterwards. So there's that. And that was a second rounder, and they ate the full.
Well, it was a third conditional into a second
his contract. So he's only getting. I think restructured it, so he's only getting paid $2 million.
Yeah, it was like
the rest of this year, but he's going to be owed $36 million next year or something over the next 2 years. Between $36 million next year and the year after, I think, is what it was.
Which I think means that Rodgers is going to continue on.
He'll play 2 years.
They won't be able to afford Devonta Adams next year with everyone else. They won't be able to support that contract, so they'll end up having to let him. There's probably some stipulation in the contract of a player option or something, so he'll probably opt out or something.
Or they'll signing bonus
play somewhere else,
and they'll throw a shit ton of guarantee money. Yeah. So
I don't know. You had to figure that it was. And when he came on the Pat McAfee show, and they were both on there, it was like right after it happened. Like,
he was already in New York.
They already knew it happening. Yeah.
He took a red eye, I guess, from Las Vegas to New Jersey. So,
hey,
the Cooper move I like a little bit more. They get whoever has Amari Cooper in any fantasy leagues has to start him immediately, because each year that he got traded, when he went to Dallas, I think he had 200, like a 200 and something yard game against the Cowboys, and then another one with the Cowboys against the Eagles, and then another 170 plus yard game against the Commanders. And then when he went to the Browns, he made an instant impact. So he's gonna make a big impact the remainder of the season.
Yeah, I immediately went to my rosters on every league, all 3 leagues I have, and he was already picked up everywhere.
Yeah, Uncle Joe's got him in our league that we're all in.
I have him in
got
2
him in
leagues.
my league.
Yeah, it's interesting though. You think of the value that just got paid to Adams, even with the contract shift, right? He's still guaranteed 72, or he's making 72 plus 2, so 74 over the next 3 years. We got Cooper for a pick swap, a 3rd rounder, and $807,000. Now, granted, you're paying $807 for 10 games.
Well, but that's not a problem. Whatever.
And
we've
he's not
signed,
a problem.
and we've signed worse 1-year contracts.
Oh yeah,
so many more worse one-year contracts with players.
Who remembers Billy Lano?
Oh God, that was they were paying that for fucking ever.
That was the year they signed Ehrhoff, Regier, and
oh yeah, I do remember that.
Billy Lano. That was like the season. Rula came in, they spent all this money and shit the bed. Amari Cooper's making less money than Billy Lano made that year, and that's saying something when you're talking hockey. Anyways, I'm excited for him. I think that he's going to draw attention the way Diggs did, and when Diggs was on his game, he's not Diggs. I do understand that, obviously, but when Diggs was on his game and he was engaged with Allen and not a headache, I mean, he opened up the field for everybody. When Dawson Knox is getting 50 catches, you're doing something right scheme wise, and I'm hoping that between the run game, as good as it's been this year, and then him drawing even a corner and a safety, Kincaid can win one-on-one against linebackers. Shakir can 100% do that against the nickel or a linebacker. And you want Coleman to be able to beat a safety or the number 2 corner, or flip-flop him and Shakir, whatever you want to do. I think it gives them a ton more versatility in the offense as far as...
I'm wondering if you're going to see Kincaid get more targets because he's going to get... Everything's going to shift towards him, so they're not going to be able to double Kincaid as much as Mitch had mentioned last week that he was getting bracketed, kind of like Kelsey.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that, but they do run a lot of 12-man, so I think their run game is going to continue regardless. Like we said last week, that Dawson Knox is at this point a paid lineman.
It's a paid actor.
So yeah. So I think at the end of the day, they're going to continue to run. I mean, they're working a package for Cooper, but I think they're going to continue to run their offense and spread the ball around. Yeah, but it's going to open it up in the sense that their number 1 corner, number 2 corners, are their best, defensive backs are going to be lined up on Cooper. They're not going to shy away from what they're doing, though.
No, I agree. I think he can also take the top off of defense because he's going to win contested balls like Coleman's supposed to.
Right.
I understand that some receivers come in the league and they're gangbusters out of the gate. I never thought Coleman was that, and it's been proven that he's not so far. But no one this year. You can talk about Worthy. You can talk about Odunze. You can talk about, I guess, Neighbors is probably the only one, but he's been hurt now.
He's out with a concussion.
And has been Justin Jefferson or whatever, right? If I'm missing somebody, then I'm missing him. I can't think of anybody who's dominating as a rookie wide receiver this year. I mean, Worthy and Coleman had the same stats going into this
even
week.
Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean,
yeah,
oh, yeah. He's probably
one good game week 2.
One game, one decent game, one good game.
Yeah, 1 catch for 3 yards against the Bills in the season opener in a game that they scored 34, whatever it was. Yeah. So
I'm excited about Cooper being here just to be able to help with Coleman though. just being able to like learn something from him.
Mentor, yeah.
Yeah, you know, they don't have anybody like that right now. I mean, the only person that's been on there is
Shakir. Yeah.
and like
It's his third year,
I mean,
right?
Yeah, it's not like he's a
And they're completely different types of receivers.
Yeah.
Too. You know,
Right.
Coleman's a big body. Shakir's route runner.
But I think it
slot
was
guy.
Bean who alluded to that was the leadership role that they don't have this year as they've had years past with, Diggs and Poyer and Hyde, Tre'Davious. Those guys aren't in the locker room anymore, so it's on the shoulders of a lot of younger guys this year as opposed to previous years.
Well, then you're missing Milano. Oliver's missed games. Luckily, Taylor Rapp was back because he played a hell of a game.
He played
he
great.
was out of his mind. He was everywhere.
Several big saves. Several.
Yeah.
Flying around with think that Cap's got no
guarding
no ramifications
with that thing.
Yeah, that's a good escape. Yeah,
that hit in the end zone was big. That was such a big hit.
Yeah, but Bernard played a great game too. I mean, I have to get to him too. It's nice to see them all back together.
I read on Twitter that Tyler Rapp was playing like that Guardian Cap was the star in Mario, like the invincible.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
looking forward to Tennessee next week. Short week this week coming around, turnaround. Seeing what they can put together for Cooper to get involved. Defensively, what's Milano's return time? You're just speaking with him.
Like December or something. Yeah,
is it December? Early, late December? Hopefully before.
They
probably
said
late.
Yeah.
They need to add another defender, like another person. I mean, I know Vaughn's going to be back in 2 weeks or something, but he's not what he once was.
Nope. Well, and I think Bean mentioned today even that if there's somebody out there that they're looking to add or, a piece that they think they need, they're not going to hold back. So make moves.
Still got draft capital.
They got to do.
Yeah. Too. We know
give
the
up
third
draft picks.
So,
right.
I'd love to see Max Crosby. I don't think fits in our budget.
No.
But I'd love to see a big name lineman.
You transfer that Von Miller money to Crosby. I think he takes that deal.
Sure. I think you could get most guys for that money, but I don't know. So,
Darren Orlovsky today was talking about that Detroit should try to go get Max Crosby. They just lost Hutchinson.
Yeah, that was insane. That
was brutal.
Break.
Looked like my leg breaking.
Shit!
Only mine didn't quite do that. Mine twisted more, but yeah.
I still remember your ankle being floppy.
Yeah, that was bad. Adam calls my mom. Hey, this is Adam. So, Matt, we're pretty sure Goose broke his ankle.
There was 2 broken ankles on that field, and Mitchell wasn't as dramatic as yours. But
no, but
he cried like a little bitch.
Bro, you made me walk up and down the stairs with a broken ankle.
There was no elevator. What were we gonna do?
No, 4 flights.
That's what was on the 4th floor.
Yeah. Do you remember when
crawl into the
I was
shower?
actually talking about somebody the other day about how I broke my shoulder up here? Remember when Ken Wood tackled me like randomly, just drove me into the ground, and like I broke my shoulder right up here. I couldn't move. My shoulder was it hurt so bad.
Fragile.
Yeah, but then you got guys like Little Ben and Van who would go full speed and hit a tree at full.
Yeah, you remember when Little Ben fell off my back and he ran right into the tree? Oh my goodness.
O'Donohue football, one of the most glorious times of our lives. Tackle football when you're paying
on a Sunday morning or something, right after the night out or something. Adam's in my room pounding on my door. Goose, wake the hell up! Goose,
didn't you have to stop playing after you broke your leg? Didn't security tell us to stop playing?
They're not allowed to play anymore.
Yeah, told us
it's the Goose rule.
Yeah, fucking Goose. Drink more milk.
Spoil it from everybody.
I just remember wheeling you around campus when we played. We played like soccer or something on the field the one time. I remember wheeling you over there.
Yeah, he sat up on the side.
Yeah,
That's funny.
fucking FDR with your blanket.
You remember racing? You remember racing in the parking lot after Applebee's or something?
Yeah.
You're
Sprinting
racing
by
Pete's car
at full speed. Just in a wheelchair. When you think about that now, being an adult, you think to yourself, dude, if we hit one thing that could have rocked you forward, not only would you have rebroken, those screws in your legs and all that shit, but not only would you have rebroken that, but you would have gone fucking ass
Teeth
over
first.
teeth kettle, and you would have hit your face on the concrete at full Adam sprinting with a 200-pound weight, 180-pound weight in front of him in a fucking wheelchair. Like there's a video of it somewhere, but I was moving, and you could hear your goddamn wheels. Could have put fucking playing cards in your spokes. That's how fast I was moving.
All right, so back to football.
So
Buffalo at home for the first time in a month.
At home versus
after a long road stretch.
I feel confident about this game.
Spread's 8.5.
I think it's a good game. Yeah.
8.5 spread, yeah. Their biggest of the year.
Yeah. It's a good game for Cooper to get in. Get some reps in,
Yeah, I mean, the big thing, Tennessee, they just got to stop the run and make Will Levis throw the ball.
Still solid. He's on my fantasy team as a starter. Averaging, I think, 12 points a week, so not terrible running back.
Is that?
Pollard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, between Pollard, I can't remember who else they have there. Ridley.
Yeah.
No, like running back. Can't remember the other guy.
Isn't Spears there?
Yeah.
He's hurt, though. I think he's out.
Is he out?
Yeah, I think he's got a hamstring or something.
They just got to track Pollard, take him out of the game, but make Will Levis win.
Will Levis is fun to watch, so that dude was
stop the run, make him throw the ball.
Will Levis is going to get benched?
Probably after this week.
Yeah.
Tennessee's
Daniel Jones to get benched.
Yeah, that's coming too.
Who?
That's coming too.
Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that they lost that game on Monday night or Sunday night. Ridiculous.
Jets to be looking at benching Aaron Rodgers. Talking the same thing there. I mean, he cost him that game. I don't care
Zach
what you
Wilson
say.
the other day?
No, he said it was all Williams that cost him.
It was all
the game.
Mike Williams'
fault.
fault.
It was all Mike Williams. He ran the wrong way.
Underthrown pass is all Mike Williams.
Then he said, "Get the fuck out of New Jersey."
Right.
Fucking brutal.
Can we say that on Spotify?
Fucking? Yeah, I had to list this as an adult podcast because there was no way. There was no way I was going to get Mitchell. You should have heard Mitchell swearing drunk in Epcot, let alone how am I going to give him to swear.
Listen, I've been holding back. I've been very, very careful of what I've been saying.
You are very.
Listen, that was a one-time thing only. Adam was pissing me off. I dropped like 54 F-bombs in the matter of 3 minutes.
Around everyone's kid. I was like, dude,
oh my God, there was one kid at one point in time.
Mitchell, you still don't
at
remember.
An adult resort.
That you remember.
An adult resort in
10 o'clock at night.
Kids are enjoying the fireworks.
Well past
best
fireworks.
part, it was before we went to
it was really like 8:30.
All right. Let's do this. Let's go. Goose, prediction for the Bills game on Sunday. Finally, a 1:00 game. Bills at home, favored by 8.
Go 28-10.
That's exact, dude. I swear to God, that's the number I had in my head. I swear to God.
You guys should make out. So 28. Mitch, what's yours? Now the Goose has your 28-10, I guess. So you're going to run with that too? You guys know that?
No, I'm going to go
31-13. Oh, shit.
24-6. Buffalo.
24-6. Defense is showing up this week. Mr. Alex, what's your take?
See, I think it's going to be somewhere around there, but I'd say like 28-7.
28-7. So we got 3 blowouts pretty much. I'm going to go higher on the Bills, but higher on Tennessee as well. I'm going to go 35-17. So I can see the Bills getting back home, then hopefully running up the score. The weather's supposed to be like 68 degrees, no wind.
We're running some nice weather out of the 40s and into the 60s, 70s. So it should be a nice weekend for them.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. New NFL kickoff was one of the other things we wanted to touch on. Just kind of the thoughts and feels. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it dynamic?
I mean, like, I wasn't sure when it first started, but I kind of like it. It's slow. I mean, like, most of the time they kick it out of the end zone, but it does kind of make it exciting when they run it out.
Yeah,
I didn't like when the first one that ever got returned was against the Bills, but it's fun.
in great Bills fashion. All right. I agree with you. I mean, I think it's better, but I think it's still, you have just as many touchbacks as you normally would. So if you're looking for kick returns, you got to move the kick back further.
They're looking for player safety though, because now the guys are standing 5 yards or 10 yards away from each other.
You still keep that. You still keep that, but I mean, I think you still got to go back another 10 yards, make it a little bit further.
So it's harder to kick it in the end zone, you mean?
Yeah. They want more returns,
like
player safety,
like
which I agree. But I think you move it back 10 yards. 10 yards is not going to make a big difference, especially if you're fielding it more on the 5-yard line, 8-yard line, as opposed to the 1 or 2.
So you get rid of the kickoffs. Just give everybody the ball in the 25 or the 20. Call it a day.
Yeah.
They talked about that.
Get rid of special teams and increase roster size on the other way.
Wow.
Add more receivers, running backs, depths, and defense.
If we had a good field goal kicker, we'd be thrilled to keep special teams. But the way things have been going with that, got the lowest kick percentage and the lowest extra point percentage in the league right now.
I have noticed it's cut down on flags. Like on kickoffs, there's not as many flags. I mean, there's still a ton on freaking punts and stuff like that. But there's definitely, there used to be a flag on every single kickoff last year.
Yeah, like, anytime you returned it, anytime
there was a return, there was always holding, or there was a push in the back, or someone went out of bounds, or something.
You got a bunch of guys who haven't touched the field all game, getting out there for the first time all hyped up, trying to make play when there's no play to be made. So, this was a throw-in, pretenders or contenders. So. Do we want to do this individual, or do we want to do it as a group? Contenders or pretenders?
Do it as a group.
I think
or
as
something.
a group, and we can debate each one.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right, then we're gonna do. Let's do 5 teams. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let's do. Division leaders might be too easy. I'll randomize it here. All right. First team, and I'll only do winning record teams. Are they contenders or pretenders? The 4-2 Green Bay Packers.
Contenders. I think the NFC North is going to get 3 teams into the playoffs.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're contenders.
Yeah, Jordan Love's looked a lot better the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, coming off that injury, he's gotten much better as he's progressed.
Defense actually looks really good too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
a lot
agree.
better
They're
than usual.
contenders. They're contenders.
So that division, Minnesota's 5-0, Detroit's 4-1, Green Bay and Chicago are both 4-2. Like that's
I think Chicago's going to be the odd man out at the end of the day.
They used to be like a shit division too.
Chicago's 4-4, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles, they're 3-2 right now.
Pretender. Yeah.
Pretender.
Yeah.
I don't think
Crazy ass head coach.
Yeah.
out of his
Shaving his head.
mind.
It's fucking Britney Spears, the head coaches.
And then you bring your kids up to the podium to freaking talk to the media because you don't want to face the music.
So I'm going to say contenders only for the sake that they're going to win the NFC East. The Commanders aren't going to keep this up. They're going to start losing, and the Eagles are going to win the division, and they're going to get into the playoffs. They're probably going to lose the first week in the playoffs, but they're at least a playoff team because the Cowboys are going to keep going downhill. I don't see. I don't know what they're doing. And the Giants could probably steal one here and there, but they're not going to get into the playoffs. So they're probably going to go 6. Probably going to get 6 wins, maybe 7. So I see the Commanders have, I think, a little bit tougher schedule coming up.
I mean,
part of the year.
I say pretender, and not in the sense, I guess I'm thinking of it as a different way, not in the division wise, just as an overall team compared to what the record is.
I mean, you
That's
figure
just my thought process behind it.
in my head,
taking division out of it.
if you're a contender, it means to me, anyways, that you're in the playoffs, right? So you're one of the top. How many teams get in now? 14. You're one of the top 14 teams in the league because you're in contention for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I get it.
You're a contender if you're not making it into that conversation. That's just the way I'm thinking personally, but that's what it is. So,
and outside of the teams in the NFC North, I mean, which argument can be made, they're not. All 4 of those teams are probably top 7 in the NFC at this point. You know, I mean, the Niners are kind of, who really knows? The Seahawks are so-so. I mean, they lost to the Giants at home.
I mean, like when you're talking about them making the playoffs, I mean, Washington made the playoffs the one year and got destroyed by Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
You know, so they can make it just because they're top of their division. Their division's like pretty shitty, and then they get destroyed. So that's why I just think like the Eagles. I think they have a good talented team, but they just I think coaching wise, they just can't keep it together to be able to win tough games.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that roster. I mean, that roster is still just so talented, and you gotta. I don't know. That roster's just so talented. Eventually, they might have to get it together. I mean, you know, the 2 wide routes been hurt first couple weeks, so I mean, they've just been riding Saquon like crazy. So I think it'll help a little bit getting AJ Brown back in the fold because he had a pretty decent game this past week.
Yeah.
All right.
The 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think
Pretender.
I just don't trust Justin Fields.
They're turning back to Russell Wilson.
He's
They're
getting
going
back.
to have Russell Wilson start.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's getting the start.
So we get to see that experiment.
But I mean, I think that's a step backwards. A guy who hasn't played in 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Well, since last
They
year.
don't have much to throw to either. I mean, like they have Pickens, but other than that, like
That's pretty much it.
And he's not a dual threat like Justin Fields was.
No, he's not mobile.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll probably say pretender, but I'm not saying it with my chest out because there's something about Mike Tomlin that he just knows how to get the best out of the teams that he has.
Yeah,
and
that's
their
true.
defense is legitimate. So I'll be interested to see how they look against Baltimore or against Cincinnati. I think, did they already play Cincinnati like the second week?
They have not played a
Okay.
division.
For some reason, I thought they had a division. Anyway, Cincinnati had one. But, yeah, so I'll be interested to see that game. You know, the Browns are the Browns at this point.
Fire sale Browns.
So I'll be interested to see how they do against the Ravens and the Bengals, and then see how that goes. Because they haven't had a hard schedule the first 6 weeks.
All right, last one. The 4-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think they're actually
Contenders.
contenders. I think they're actually a pretty
Contenders.
decent team. Their defense has been pretty, I mean, they give up points, but they're able to stay in games and score.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think Baker's playing well. He's playing consistent, continuing from last year. He's not much has changed, and yeah, I think they're there.
I think Baker Mayfield is arguably right now, I think he's top. He's got top 2 rankings or top 4 rankings in most of the passing categories in the NFC or in the NFL right now. QBR, passing touchdowns, completions, yards, all that sort of jazz. I heard the stat on ESPN Radio today. I was like, oh, that's a good stat. I don't write that down because I know we're going to talk about contenders, pretenders, and I'm sure the Bucs are going to come up. And I was driving, so I couldn't do it. So,
Yeah, 15
but it
touchdowns.
was-
I'll remember. I'll say it 3 times, and I'll remember.
yeah. I had because I was listening to Greeny this morning, and Hembo does sneaky Hembo trivia, and he had one. That's a really it's a really cool trivia question, and it's gone. It had to do with quarterback, receiver, top 5
I was giving him an
quarterback,
Evans then.
receiver combos of all times, or something like that. And I
So, well, that's a good one for that. I think we'll revisit this one in a handful of weeks and see where these guys lay out. Again, either we'll do the same 5 and see. Well, maybe we'll recap the previous ones and then see who's in the next one. So,
does anyone else
Um,
find it weird that Derrick Henry carries the team, but Lamar's MVP
I said that last
chances
week.
go up?
That's what I said
Oh,
last
was it
week.
you that said last week? Okay, I was curious. I heard, I
He's the number
I know I
one
heard it
leading
somewhere.
candidate for MVP right now.
it's because they're 4
They
and
don't
1.
give it to running backs. Don't ever get it.
I think Henry should. He's
Oh, yeah.
number 7 or 8, I think, right now. But yeah,
They only get it if they break 2,000 yards. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
historic.
Yeah.
I think he got it that year. Chris Johnson, I don't know if he got it when he broke 2,000. He might have.
AP did.
Jamal Lewis,
Jamal Lewis,
the Ravens.
he didn't get he got OPOY maybe, offensive player. I don't remember him getting
Yeah.
NFL MVP, but I could be
Peterson.
wrong too. Peterson, yeah, I know Peterson did. But Peterson was also on a team that went to maybe the Browns. Did he go to the playoffs that year, or was he on the Ravens when he did it?
Jamal Lewis, he was on the Ravens.
So they probably went to the playoffs. I don't know. I'm completely pulling it out of my ass, but I just feel like that's the benchmark for those guys. Like LT got it the one year, but he didn't break 2,000, but he had the NFL touchdown record. For running backs, he had like 26 or 30 or some shit. It was crazy, and then I just didn't do shit anyways.
It's your tank's low. I have to just comment. Pretty low.
So low.
It's actually not. It's very high. It's right. It's right to the top.
Oh, you can. It doesn't look like it from here.
It
looks
does
like
look
it's
like it. Yeah.
It must just be the light. It looks like it's just over that
Yeah,
green.
it's
the
literally
little
like
plant.
this far from the black.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're Goose,
I can see what you're saying right here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually all the way up here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I know how Adam feels about that.
No, I mean, I actually emptied the whole tank the other day and filled it all back up and cleaned everything, and so. But anyways, you want to roll into some Tropic Thunder here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
we're gonna
what's next
touch
on the
on
list?
Yankees, Cleveland.
We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that disgraceful errors, mental, physical, all of the above.
Emotional.
First of all, the shortstop dropping the infield fly, lets a run in. You're throwing Aaron Judge a high
Talking about
fastball, huh? This last
Talking
game.
about the second game. Yeah.
Yeah, this last game. I watched it all last night. It was horrible. Horrible.
Actually, I fell asleep on
Why
top of the night.
are you throwing Aaron Judge a freaking a high fastball over the middle of the plate? Thank you. You
That
blowing
was
away.
probably one of
The,
worst
the
things that
first
could
the
happen
first three pitches
to-
were blowing away.
Could have been the worst thing that happened to any other teams left in the playoffs is that Aaron Judge hit that home run last night.
Yeah.
Because they were already winning without Aaron Judge hitting, and he just hit that home run.
Well, it was the worst part is the two of the three runs they got were from stupid errors, throwaways, and infield fly.
The Yankees actually should have won that game 9-2.
No, I disagree.
They had the bases loaded with Aaron Judge up in the first inning.
Cleveland left
The
the
second
bases
inning.
loaded 3 times, 2 guys on 3 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Got him.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
the first
it
game,
definitely-
the Eagle pitcher came in and threw 3 wild pitches for 3 runs.
Yeah. they pulled the first Cleveland pitcher in an inning and a half.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that move.
Their ace.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that move at that moment, but
You're down 3-0 in an inning and a half.
Yeah.
Like, you threw 12 pitches. You're down 3-0 in 12 pitches. Get the hell out of here. Hit the showers.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see when
There's
he
no
comes
crying
back
in
to pitch.
baseball.
It'll be interesting to see when he comes back and pitches later in the series if it's quick turnaround because he, like you said, he only pitched 20 pitches or so for the inning and a half. So I'll be interested to see if he comes back game 4.
Well,
Might be able to come back game 4.
And their strategy, I guess, I mean, shortly after that, they mentioned it in the broadcast, was they never want the heart of the Yankees lineup to face the same pitcher.
Right.
So they were rotating pitchers after every inning or every time that, that lineup would come up.
Did you notice how long that game was last night? It was incredible. It was over 4 hours.
Yeah, a lot of pitching changes.
Yeah. Pitching changes, long innings that didn't go anywhere.
Right.
Just I looked at, it was 10:30. It was in the 6th inning. Like, how is it only in the 6th inning? Like, let's got to get moving on a little bit. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I watched it and thinking I ended at like 11:20 or something.
Yeah, it was.
In slightly more recent news, the Sabres just blew a
Yeah, I was just watching it. Yeah.
5-4 lead. They let up a goal with
they're up-
40 seconds.
It's fucking team.
Yeah, 5-4.
Wow.
Cloud scored 11 minutes into the third, and then
They were-
Pittsburgh
they were
scored
up
before the second left.
I was
They
going
were
to
up
take them.
3-1, and then let in a shorthanded goal, and then another one tied it up, and then they came back and they were up 1 goal with a couple minutes left in the game.
I was
Remember when
taking
the
them
Sabres
and the
were
over.
good in 2006,
Yeah,
2007?
that was the
They
last
started
time
off
they were
like
good.
20,
Yeah,
20,
remember, they
21
were down.
no.
Vanek, Afeniganoff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Briere, Drury,
the first time.
Coletta.
One more to Palmerville.
Uh,
I'm going to try, for the sake of the podcast, and feel free to join in. It's tough because not a lot of the games are on TV, it seems. But I'm going to try to follow the Sabres more so than box scores this year. And if we're interested in it as a group, we can add it into the mix. Just there's games all the time. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I'll just sit here and shake my head yes or no because I don't watch hockey. So
Lives in a baseball town.
well, I have too many other sports that I watch. I could not pick up another one.
well, I mean, the
NCAA
good news is
basketball
You
will
watch
start
Formula
here
One?
pretty soon.
Just all you
Baseball
gotta say
field.
is it was another disappointing game. That's all you say with the Sabres.
Sabres
Right.
are 10-26. Oh
So,
yeah.
welcome back, Lindy.
Well, at least they're scoring. I'd
True.
much rather see them lose 6-5 in overtime than 4-1, which is what was happening last year, or the year before
Yeah, I mean-
when they were 6 every game.
I mean, at least they get a point out of it. We used to never be able to get a point. Then we missed the playoffs
Yeah, by a or 2.
by a point. Yeah.
But this should have been a 2-point. We should be 2-2 and not 1-3. But we suck with.
Welcome,
all right.
Buffalo.
Our Tropic Thunder, the very strong choice by Alex for
Not
to
not a
review.
great start, buddy.
Let's just
Come on,
watch
that's
our.
good content.
Watch,
Yeah, for about
watch
2 minutes
Blazing
because that's
Around.
all the words we can say.
Never go full R word.
My jelly beans.
Jelly beans, yeah.
I need my jelly beans.
Tug Speedman. It's not a meme that had been in my head since 2010. I think it was a
I will
2008.
say,
I was hunting, by the way, streaming services, trying to figure out where this was. I was like, Netflix, nope. Hulu, nope.
Yep.
What do I have? Paramount,
Yep.
nope.
Prime.
Found it on Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, Prime.
Yep.
Diving.
Yeah.
I love how the entrance to the movie is actually like
I was just gonna say that.
individual trailers for their acting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire makes an appearance as the gay
The
priest.
gay-
Right.
with,
Yeah.
yeah.
Candy bar.
There's a
Busted
lot,
nut
there's a
candy
lot
bar.
of people in
I
there.
did.
Actually.
I did forget how star-studded the cast was, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And just watching, wow, major actor, major actor, major actor, major actor. You know, Tom Cruise.
Tom
makes an
Cruise is in
appearance.
there. Yeah.
Does a great job.
It helped revitalize Downey's career.
Which is
What
wild
kind
with what kind of movie it is.
Or considering what the problems he had too.
Yeah.
But yeah, in overalls, I mean, it's a classic, but it could never be made again. That's
No,
that falls in
no.
the Mel Brooks category of like Blazing Saddles.
Yep.
Yeah, can't happen.
All right,
But
Mitch,
I like
favorite
how
scene?
the
Go on, never mind.
like the warning or on it just says blackface. Like the warnings.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
on the top of the screen it'll say, smoking scenes, alcohol, and it says blackface.
I didn't even notice that.
Wow. We go.
Let's do it this way. Let's do favorite scene or favorite quote, and then rank the movie out of 10. 2.6, 8.5, something like. Mitch, you're first.
You talking to me
all right,
this
I'll go
whole
first.
time? Jesus Christ.
I'll go first. Probably, I don't know, one of my favorite scenes is when they get off the freaking helicopter right there in the beginning, and guy steps on a landmine after explaining all the instructions and just sets the whole fucking movie up for the the rest of the thing. He's not dead. This is a plan. No, I think he's
Where are
dead,
the
man.
cameras? Where are the
He's
cameras?
definitely dead. Yeah, where are the cameras? So yeah, and then I would probably rank the movie overall. I mean, in some of the parts I would like to say I can't, obviously, for content reasons. Probably on a comedy scale, funny movie, but not in my top 10. I'd probably give it like a 6.8.
Okay. 6.8. Goose, you're up next.
The favorite line or scene, I kind of already said it, when they're Downey and the other three, I can't remember all their names. I mean, Jack Black was there and stuff like that. They're just walking in the woods after they got separated from Ben Stiller and the one actor. He was in the one movie with the girlfriend, and he
Jack Black.
he's a little comedian, little skinny guy. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he
The only one with military
one
experience.
with
he was
Rob-
just talking. Yeah, he was just sitting there talking. And all of a sudden, Robert Downey Jr. You've been talking to me this whole time? Jesus Christ! Jesus, man.
Alex, or Goose, what was your ranking? I'm sorry, what was your score?
I mean, on a comedy scale, it is what it is of a movie. I mean, I'd probably give it. I'm not going to go nearly as high as Mitch. I'll probably give it like a 4.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a classic, bro.
I'm not saying it's not. I mean, it is.
That's a
it's
once
like
in a
any Will
lifetime
Ferrell
generation movie.
It's like any Will Ferrell movie. Like it's funny, but it's just like okay, it's stupid.
It's
Yeah,
one
it is what
day
it
it'll be
is.
burned by the next generation because of the content in
probably
that
will.
movie.
Yeah, probably will.
They'll cancel 83-year-old Robert Downey Jr. at that point.
Right.
Alex, you're up.
All right. So I thought it was the part where uh Jack Black is trying to convince him to get untied. I won't go through the whole thing, but just listen to Jack Black say it. It just seemed.
There's some.
But I don't know. I'd probably give the movie about a 7.
Okay. I had two quotes. The first one was, "I don't read the script reads me." When Robert Downey Jr. Kirk Lazarus, which is an all-time great name, actually, like in cinema. And then the other one was Ben Stiller talking to Matthew McConaughey, and he's like, "I killed one Rick. The thing I love the most, or my favorite, whatever." He's like, "Hooker, you killed it." Yeah, how's it going? So I'll
Papa,
give this
Papa,
one.
can you take me back, Papa? Can I come work with mines with you?
Little Sasquatch. Little.
I'm gonna give this one
That sounds good.
a 5.5, and the reason it's number one, I'm a fan of stupid humor generally, but I will say
No.
parts of that movie were tough to watch. Just where I was like, "Fucking Alex." And I didn't have shit to do. I was in a hotel room, yesterday, watching this movie, because I wanted it to be fresh. But so, all right. So I'll
You're
give that-
Australian. Be Australian.
Look at his white, look at his pasty face and his white devil eyes. I'll average the 4 scores,
What the fuck?
and we'll do it up that way. For next time. So Mitch is gonna pick the next movie. Mitch, what is your choice?
I'm gonna go with in football season and betting fashion, 2 for the money. Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino. Really good movie.
have
Brandon
not-
Lang.
I have not seen it either.
It's a good one. Probably my top 10.
Top 10 sports
like-
movies or top 10 movies?
Top 10 sports movies. Yeah, definitely.
2 for the money. It's made in 2006. Yeah. It's about the world of sports gambling. Fair.
That's a
Who
good
else?
one.
Who's there?
Not many
Jerry
people. I mean, not a big hit movie, but I
No, I've never even heard of it.
think it's definitely good. It's on the same line, I think, as Rounders. Kind of like off the, not a top tier
Rounders is a big movie.
money make. It's a great movie, right? I think this is in line with that.
Okay. No. Interesting.
Secret,
Okay.
sneaky,
2 for the money.
2 for the money.
2 for the money.
Sounds good.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to throw in on the end of this podcast here?
The
Go
Dodgers
Bills.
just took a 4-0 lead in the top of the 6th.
Against the
Yeah,
Mets?
Mets are losing.
Hernandez
Mets are
just hit
losing
a
down 2.
2-run. No, they're up. They're down 4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiki Hernandez just hit a 2-run home run to left field, left center.
Nice. Speaking of betting,
All right.
I took the Mets. I took the Mets money line on that one. So
Yeah. But from what I understand is that the bullpen teams, when they have a day rest, usually are better when they have a day rest.
yeah,
So Dodgers are going to win tonight. Mets will win.
they're at home.
Also win tomorrow.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us through this clusterfuck of a podcast. We'll see you back next.
Structureless.